Things just continue to get worse for Disney and for Marvel Studios. It was only a few days ago where they made the pretty shocking announcement that Victoria Alonso was gone, that she had exited the company. We found out a day later she had in fact been fired. Victoria Alonso, who had been with the MCU since the very beginning, and of course was recently promoted to president of visual effects and post-production, which has been terrible for Marvel the past several years. She was out. She was done. But very notably, Victoria Alonso is a woke activist. She is a gay Latina and very proud of it. She talks about it all the time. She goes to the GLAAD Awards, criticizes Disney for not doing enough for gay people. She is pushing an agenda, the woke MCU agenda. That is her. She is one of those people that's doing those things. So when people heard she was fired, they're like, wow, that's great news. I said from the beginning, this likely had nothing to do with her wokeness, nothing to do with her pushing identity politics, likely had a lot to do with some other things. And it does look like some drama is unfolding, and we'll get into it. But this should just be one more reminder to these companies to stop hiring woke activists. Stop hiring these people who put identity ahead of everything else, because guess what? Not only will their work be terrible, their work will suffer for it because that's what they're focused on, but also if you ever try to fire them, they're going to come back at you. They're going to backstab you. They're going to do everything they can to weaponize their identity, whether it's that they're gay, whether it's that they're a woman, whether it's that they're Latina, all of this fucking stuff to try to take you down. That's what is happening right now. This article came out yesterday inside the firing of Victoria Alonso, her Oscar-nominated movie Argentina 1985 at center of exit. Essentially, this detailed that Victoria Alonso was working for a competing studio. She kind of got tacit permission from Marvel to do it, or from Disney to do it, to go work on Argentina 1985. But she kept doing press appearances. That was a problem, combined with the fact that the visual effects was suffering in a big, big way. Well, it was only about an hour or two later, Victoria Alonso's lawyer comes out and makes a statement. Victoria Alonso attorney blasts ridiculous claim that she was fired over Argentina 1985, says executive was silenced by Disney, apparently after she refused to do something reprehensible. Let's get into this absolute nonsense. Disney fires back at ex-Marvel Studios president following termination statement. It is going back and forth. It is now going to be a drag-out fight between Disney and Marvel and fired woke executive Victoria Alonso. Stop hiring these fucking freaks. Victoria Alonso's Patty Glazer, who has also brought a lawsuit against Lucasfilm very recently for another woman in the industry, has broken the silence on her client's firing from her position as Marvel Studios president of physical post-production VFX and animation, leading to a response from Disney. On Friday, Marvel Studios president Victoria Alonso was blindsided as she was fired from her position at the studio, being there since 2005. Hollywood Reporter since claimed Alonso was fired due to producing role in Amazon's Oscar-nominated Argentina 1985, and that was in violation of her Disney contract. Well, now the lawyers are hitting back. Variety shared comments from Alonso's lawyer, Patty Glazer, who called the notion absolutely ridiculous that Disney fired their client over her work on a personal passion project. They also claim Alonso was given Disney's blessing. Quote, "The idea Victoria was fired over a handful of press interviews related to a personal passion project about human rights and democracy that was nominated for an Oscar, for which she got Disney's blessing to work on, is absolutely ridiculous." Victoria, a gay Latina, see, I fucking told you. This is what activists do. This is what woke losers do. This is what people who are obsessed with identity politics do. Not only will their work suffer because their priorities are that, but they're going to try to weaponize that against you if you ever don't have their back in some way. Who had the courage to criticize Disney, when she called Disney out for not doing enough over the Don't Say Gay bill, was silenced. Then she was terminated when she refused to do something she believed was reprehensible. Disney and Marvel made a really poor decision that have serious consequences. There's a lot more to this story, and Victoria will be telling it shortly in one forum or another. Now, after that happened, Disney shot back, says this. A spokesman for Disney says, "It's unfortunate that Victoria is sharing a narrative that leaves out several key factors concerning her departure, including an indisputable breach of contract and a direct violation of company policy. We'll continue to wish her the best for the future and thank her for numerous contributions to the studio. This is the same dumb fuck, Victoria Alonso, who got on stage at the GLAAD Awards, which are basically the gay awards, and said, I'm going to continue to speak out for people. Disney's not doing enough. We're not doing enough to fight the state of Florida. She's also the same person who said the X-Men name is outdated because there's a lot of women in that group of superheroes. She is an activist freak. She was doing a terrible job. Marvel VFX getting criticized by everyone. Even in the mainstream media, they're getting criticized for the terrible VFX, what's going on in that industry. She ends up being the fall guy for this. There's been failures at Marvel Studios. Marvel is not doing well right now. Apparently, Kevin Feige wasn't involved in this, but he also didn't step in to save her. This is chaos. But this is what happens when you continue to prioritize identity politics instead of entertainment. When you promote people based on their diversity checkboxes instead of their actual talent. And then when you give those people full authority to just focus on their woke agenda. This is what happens. Your company ends up getting destroyed when you try to excise these people, get rid of these people for one reason or another. They will weaponize their identity against you to try to bring you down. It looks like the Victoria Alonso situation is only just getting started. Let me know your thoughts about all this in the comment section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.